After 2 long carnage-filled rounds on a chilly Oakland track,
Oh, man!
Stadium Championship Series Yellow heads south along the California coastline. Tonight, a young superstar clings to the series points lead
He learned a new trick.
as former champions and new challengers rise up to shine in the San Diego spotlight. This is Stadium Championship Series Yellow. This is round 3. This is Monster Jam. Unbelievable!
Yes!
There's some huge air. He can save it right there. He can save it.
Holy cow! Awesome move, look at that!
And he's got it.
Cowabunga! Big air out of the box!
Beautiful.
Yeah!
The road to World Finals begins now.
Welcome to San Diego, California, just a block from the Pacific Ocean for Monster Jam's 3rd round of the 2022 season. And it is an absolute perfect California night for this sold-out crowd here at Petco. Hello, everyone. I'm Scott Jordan, again with my broadcast partner, Colt Stevens, and we have another action-packed round ahead of us. Colts, round 1 and 2 in the books, but certainly Tyler Menega and Ryan Anderson showcased their skills, but the top 6 drivers separated by just 12 points. This could be setting up Stadium Championship Series Yellow to be the toughest path to World Finals.
Oh, there's not a doubt in my mind about that, Scott. It's not surprising that we have an Anderson and Tyler Menega on top, but like you said, this is a stacked lineup. It's still anybody's ball game.
Cole, when you look back over the last 17 years since this ballpark opened, no one has won more in this building than Charlie Pauken and Ryan Anderson. So does that give them any type of advantage for tonight?
You know, normally, Scott, I would say absolutely, but with this lineup, it's still anybody's game. We got Bari, Musa, Camden, Murphy. I mean, there's a lot of talent here on this tour.
You mentioned a lot of talents. Let's take a look at the driver lineup for Stadium Championship Series Yellow. Team Gravedigger 2 for 2 in event championships thus far. So, Cole, which driver steps up tonight and challenges for that trophy?
You know, I'm going to say Bari Musa. I really liked what he did in the previous event. He absolutely threw down, was nice and consistent, but yet it was a wild, crazy freestyle. So I'm watching Bari Musa.
One thing we learned throughout Monster Jam's 30-year history is that you don't have to win them all to be standing on top of the podium at the end of the season. A clear example is Camden Murphy, who was shut out in the win column in Oakland, but he's currently tied for 2nd in the point series. And earlier tonight, Leslie caught up with him in this week's UNOH Pit Report.
Even though it's been a while since you've been in the seat, Camden, you still stayed consistent. So in your off time before returning to Monster Jam, you know, what were you contemplating, what were you thinking, and how were you preparing to come back?
Well, you know, I just kind of stuck with all the racing stuff that I usually do, stick with the NASCAR, ran a couple truck races, really got on the simulator and tried staying sharp there too, but try to be on track as much as I possibly could, no matter what it was, just try to stay sharp. That's the key.
Thank you, Leslie. Now for tonight's event breakdown, 3 competitions determine the outcome. Racing, the Great Cliff Skills Challenge, and Freestyle. The winner of each competition gets 12 points with a total of 36 points up for grabs. And the overall event champion, of course, is the driver at the end of the night that has the most points. Now let's take a look at the racing bracket. In round 1, it'll be Axe versus Vendetta, Zombie up against Monster Mutt, Gravedigger going at it with El Toro Loco, and Soldier Fortune against Jurassic Attack. First round buys belong to Bakugan Dragonoid, Avenger, Son of a Digger, and Megalodon. Cole, what matchup in round 1 are you looking forward to the most?
I really like this matchup against Charlie Pauken and Bari Musa. Both were bad, fast in practice yesterday, so I'm interested to see who comes out on top.
It's time for track talk, and last week we saw this paperclip track really create some exciting moments in Oakland. And Cole, you and Leslie had a chance to go down and walk the track here at Petco, so let's take a look.
Each stadium has its own unique dimensions and its own unique challenges. So what are some of the challenges that our drivers are going to have here this weekend at Petco Park?
One of the major challenges here at Petco Park is going to be the tunnel. You know, usually we have a pit stall that we can pull the trucks into. This tunnel is so narrow that if the drivers have damage early in racing or skills, they potentially couldn't get the truck outside to work on it, taking them out of freestyle and losing valuable points.
And while I missed rounds 1 and 2 in person, I'm seeing that this track is fantastic, but a little bit more narrow dimensions, and that puts some challenges here on the backflip ramp.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we go to a lot of baseball stadiums, but San Diego here seems very narrow. But one of the major features that I see on this track is the backflip ramp. I think we'll see a lot more 8-pack backflips just because where this backflip container is placed. It's going to be hard for the drivers to get lined up and probably going to have to back up to get straight in order to complete a backflip.
a lot of variables in play. It's going to be pretty epic.
All right, we are ready to roll out. It is round one of racing. And lining up first in the gray lane, it is Preston Perez in Axe. And in the yellow lane, it is Mike Christensen in Vendetta.
Preston goes high, but comes out of that corner nice and fast. Definitely has the advantage so far.
Now Preston Perez looking for his first race, but he slows down in the turn, though, to get an angle.
Oh, it's getting close.
And here we go, final turn coming up.
Preston stays tight. Mike's really wide. Looks like Mike's got it, though.
Yeah, Mike Christensen got it. Preston Perez went too wide on the final turn. And Vendetta moving on to round two. Next up in round one, yellow lane, Bari Musa in Zombie. Gray lane, Charlie Pocket in Monster Mutt. Right now, let's go down to Leslie Mears for information on Zombie.
Guys, Bari told me that he has to beat Monster Mutt if he's going to have a good night. And he said the key to that is you've got to fight the urge to commit to those turns too early. Because if you do, you're going to end up too tight in the turn, and then you're going to have to correct, and that's going to make you slow.
Look at Charlie going way too high on the turn.
Great corner by Bari, using that front locker, pulling around. Definitely has the advantage, stays nice and low going over that race lane. Putting power down to the ground.
Bari went a little wide, gets it straightened up. Final turn, but Ponkin just turned on the jets. So as we take a look at the Super Glue Glue to the action replay, coming out of the berm, Charlie looked dead in the water.
Yeah, Charlie comes in, gets a little hot, gets up on two wheels, but continues driving straight, uses that berm to his advantage. And I thought it was an easy win for Bari, but somehow Charlie Pocket was able to come around this last corner, get an extra momentum, and take the win.
Our next matchup, Tyler Menegut and Gravedigger squares off against Craig Champion, El Toro Loco. Flawless start there for Gravedigger as we come around the berm.
It looks like Tyler's just using mostly all rear steer, counter steering with the front. Oh! Did he get both tires across the ramp, Scott? That's what I'm wondering right now.
So he goes really wide across the chalk, and here comes Craig Champion. And Tyler Menegut gets it right on the final turn, but now we have to await if there's a 5-second penalty. Take a look at the Super Glue Glue to the action replay.
Front two tires across the top of that ramp, not getting a 5-second penalty, so Tyler Menegut is going to be your winner.
Our final matchup in round one is Kayla Blood and Soldier Fortune and Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack. But Kayla Blood gets to the line first.
Nice corner, hitting the marks perfectly.
And Jurassic Attack trying to right the ship, but Kayla Blood spins out. She's got to back it up now.
I don't understand what happened there. If she touched brakes, again, she's sliding all over the place. Jurassic Attack is able to take a nice little cakewalk to that win.
Let's take a look at the bracket after round one. In round two, it'll be Bakugan Dragonoid against Vendetta, Avenger against Monster Mutt, Son of a Digger against Gravedigger, and Megalodon against Jurassic Attack. Round one was intense. Now we move on to round two as Ryan Anderson tries to make it 2 racing wins in a row. He heads to the track next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to San Diego for round 3 of the 2022 Monster Jam season. A sold-out crowd on hand at Petco Park as we begin round 2. And now we see the debut here in San Diego tonight of Camden Murphy in Bakugan Dragonoid. He goes up against Mike Christensen in Vendetta.
Nice corner by Vendetta. He's actually got a lead on Camden, it looks like, so far.
And Mike Christensen has done well in racing, but again, he comes too wide and has to readjust.
Hopefully the crew chief is talking to Cam, telling him to take it easy, get through this one.
So Camden Murphy going to get a win here, and he's going to advance to the semifinals. Next up here in round 2, Jim Kohler in Avenger against Charlie Pocket in Monster Mutt. And these two just 49 years combined in Monster Jam. They've done it all, and they draw each other here in the second round. Charlie Pocket 3-1 in his stadium career against Jim Kohler.
Nice corner by Chucky.
Jim Kohler with a nice corner, but he's going to hit the obstacle right on the dirt. As this one, he is going to go around as Charlie Pocket now going to make it look too easy. As soon as Kohler hit that obstacle, we knew he had it.
Easy win for Charlie Pocket.
Before we continue here in round 2, let's head back downstairs to Leslie Mears.
Guys, when Ryan Anderson came out at the beginning of the night tonight, his transmission sounded a little bit sluggish, and I asked his crew chief, I said, hey, is there something going on with the truck? He said, we're not sure if it is or not. It acted like this one round ago, and it was fine by the time it got up and running and warmed up. So they're just hoping, crossing those fingers, and hoping that it holds together.
So here we go, Ryan Anderson in the gray lane, son of a digger, grave diggers, Tyler Menega in the yellow lane. These two standing at the top of the point series, 5 points separate them. So a crucial matchup here in round 2. Ryan does get a great start off the line, but so does Tyler. Ryan out of the berm quick.
Man, look at these guys both driving. Oh, Ryan makes a mistake, big mistake. Oh, Tyler makes a mistake as well, though. Did he get both front tires across the ramp?
Well, Tyler coming in hot here in the gray lane.
He just absolutely handed that race over to Tyler Menega.
So Tyler Menega will advance as we move on to the final second round matchup. Corey Rummel, Megalodon, who has 2 final round appearances, both in Oakland. He will meet Jurassic attack Paul Jensen.
Great corner by Corey.
And look at Jurassic attack, Paul Jensen out as well.
Corey hits the corner, but it doesn't slow him down at all. Oh, Jensen! Woo! I thought Jensen was going over and out and got a little sideways.
Jurassic attack saved it, but it slowed him down. And Megalodon will advance. So Corey Rummel now going on to the semifinals. Let's take a look at the semifinal bracket. Bakugan Dragonoid against Monster Mud and Gravedigger against Megalodon. So as we start the semifinals, Charlie Paulk and Camden Murphy will square off.
Charlie Paulk is definitely one hard driver to beat out there. He definitely has all the experience, but Camden Murphy has the confidence and the skill to back it up. Chucky goes high, nice corner though.
Around the first turn we go. Camden Murphy goes wide.
Way deep for Camden. Uh-oh, Charlie's got a little sideways. He recovers nicely though.
And Charlie goes into that obstacle, but he has got the win. Charlie Balkin with a great adjustment on the final turn. He will go to the racing finals. Take a look at the replay.
Charlie absolutely putting on a clinic out there, nice and smooth as fast, and it propels him to the win.
Our final semifinal matchup, Gravediggers Tyler Menega, Megalodon's Corey Rummel. The winner will advance to face Charlie Balkin in the finals. Megalodon 6-2 in racing this season. Gravedigger 3-2. Menega gets a better start than Rummel here as they both now come out of the berm.
Oh, Tyler's about to spin out.
He is going way too far, and Corey Rummel hits the dirt, but he keeps going, and Tyler Menega comes to a screeching halt. And much to the chagrin of Digger Country here in California, Corey Rummel making it to his 3rd consecutive final round. 12 hit the ground running here in Southern California. Only 2 remain. It's Monster Mud versus Megalodon, and the racing finals are next. Welcome back to Monster Jam here in San Diego. We're down to the final 2 in the racing bracket as we get set for the racing finals. And it's Corey Rummel and Megalodon, Charlie Balkin in Monster Mud. Charlie won round 1 in Oakland. Corey has made it to the final round now in 3 consecutive Monster Jam rounds. Is this the one he finally wins?
Wow, look at it. Corey just absolutely killed that corner.
Charlie Balkin up on 2 wheels, and he slows down. Corey Rummel taking advantage. Could this be the first racing win for Corey Rummel this year? Charlie Balkin again comes from behind and gets it done. Unbelievable.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Good job, brother. 2 for 2.
Take a look at the Super Glue glued to the action replay.
That was a good race. Both drivers riding the ragged edge.
The Charlie Balkin winning his 2nd racing competition of the young 2022 season, and he is standing by with Leslie Mears.
Charlie, it seemed those last 2 races you were behind coming into the final turn. How were you able to power through and take those wins?
Every corner makes the difference here. And they're so sketchy, a lot of times you can trip up the little pylon you're supposed to go around, but hey, if you trip it, it's fine. As long as you get around that thing, as long as you get those 2 front tires across that ramp, that's all that really matters here.
Thank you, Leslie. Charlie Pauken, very confident as he should be after another racing win. So with the win, he gets 12 points. Corey Rummel with 11, Camden Murphy 10, Tyler Menega 9, and Paul Jensen trying to have a bounce-back night. He's got 8 points. That's our current BKT top 5 after one competition. Next up at Petco Park, it was the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Now in this competition, drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels or opt to do a donut. They were judged by the fans on creativity, skill, and execution with 12 points on the line. Let's take a look back at our top drivers. Coming in third was Charlie Pauken with a stoppy moonwalk wheelie combo.
He's definitely got these things down, Scott.
Excellent run, excellent run.
In second, Craig Champion, this incredible slap wheelie into a dynamite roll.
Woo! Hey, he got the wow factor of the night, man. That's about beating 9s across the board, no doubt.
And then taking the win with this moonwalk across the pod, it was Tyler Menega in Gravedigger.
Great control there, all the way back across the pod.
Nice job, buddy, nice job.
After his big win in the Great Clip Skills Challenge, Leslie Mears caught up with Tyler Menega.
So, Tyler, that's something we haven't seen out of you. We hadn't seen you triple up a move, and so that's something that you're doing to try to just extend your skills out here?
Yeah, absolutely. And I looked at the track and I kind of watched what everybody else was doing, and I seen an opportunity to kind of throw the truck off that first one I did and back it up, and I timed it just right. It worked out perfect. But man, we're 1 point off the lead right now. We're just going to keep staying as consistent as we can. We got Freestyle left, and I'm ready to get wild out here in front of these fans in San Diego.
After 2 competitions, Charlie Pauken in the lead with 22 points. Tyler Menega right there at 21. Camden Murphy with 19. Corey Rummel with 18. And Ryan Anderson and Craig Champion tied with 14 points. Still a ways to go here in round 3. The event championship still up for grabs. Coming up, we'll get you all caught up here at Petco and take a look around the league with our official St. Jude halftime report. Everyone at Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude Monster Jam This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. Welcome back to Petco Park here in downtown San Diego. Scott Jordan, Colt Stevens in the booth. It's been an absolutely gorgeous night in San Diego. Weather-wise, maybe a not-so-gorgeous night on the track, Colt.
Yeah, it's been a little bit crazy out there. We've seen some carnage. You know, some of these drivers are really struggling with this track, but you know what? We got some of our favorite stuff coming up. Freestyle.
Charlie Pauken wins racing. Tyler Menega wins the skills competition. Colt Chucky continues to win in San Diego. He's putting together a special night.
I knew Chucky coming into this event and this year was going to be a force to be reckoned with, but I didn't know he was going to be on top so many times already this season.
For more from our current overall event leader, it's time for our UNOH halftime pit report. And for that, we head downstairs to Leslie Mears.
So, Charlie, it's been a phenomenal start for you, and you know, you were kind of undecided on your plan for freestyle. Being out there, feeling the track, knowing how that dirt's going to react, do you have a better feel for how you're going to approach freestyle?
Oh, without a doubt. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go for freestyle. We're on a roll. We're on a mission. The mutt's back in town. Hey, let's see what the dog can do.
Thank you, Leslie. Now let's catch you up on the action going on around the league. Colt, we start Arena Championship Series East. Cody Saucier winning racing and freestyle on his way to making it 3 out of 3 in event championships. But then Weston Anderson comes out of nowhere and wins his first event championship.
That's so cool to me. You know, we knew that Weston was going to be one to watch going into this season, but he's already winning. That's just absolutely awesome. Proves he's an Anderson, just like his brothers.
In Kansas City Arena Championship Series Central, John Zimmer Jr. continues to get it done. He's now won 3 out of 5, but then just in Blake Granger in Max D wins his first event championship of the season.
Yeah, so crazy to me to see a Max D that hasn't been on top in a while, but finally, maybe Blake's got some stuff figured out. He could come with a head of steam and come away with some more wins.
Arena Championship Series West in Tacoma, Brandon Vincent won his 4th event championship, and then an event going on right now, he splits the first 2 competitions, winning racing. Tristan England wins the Great Clip Skills Challenge.
Yeah, that's definitely a tour I've been watching, and I really like that event there. We call it an arena tour, but Tacoma, I've been on that floor. It's a really big floor, so there's a lot of good stuff going on in Tacoma.
Stadium Championship Series Red finally gets going in San Antonio. It's the debut of the Lucas Stabilizer. Also, Todd LeDuc debuts in Blue Thunder. Cole Bernard spoiled that in racing, winning the competition, and then Mark List and El Toro Loco ties Todd in the overall standings, but wins freestyle, and it's Mark List that wins the first event championship on that point series.
There's no doubt Mark List was going loco in El Toro Loco.
And not to toot my own horn, but I called it on the Weekly Update show. As far as the event championship here is concerned in San Diego, Kayla Blood having a bit of a rough start. Colt, how would you rate her performance thus far in the Stadium Series?
You know, she's kind of been struggling a little bit. I think she still needs to figure some things out. She needs to figure out where she wants to be in this truck. Even going out and doing a donut in the skills was a good choice, but she ended up on her lid a little bit early. So Kayla's got some stuff to work out. I think she's a very great driver, and she's capable of some great things. She's just got to get the whole package and put it together.
There's no doubt she's one of the most popular superstars in Monster Jam, and we wanted to put you right there on and off the track with the Raging Cajun, so enjoy this edition of Mic'd Up with Kayla Blood.
I've actually been driving for 6 years. I used to drive El Toro Loco, and for the last 2, I've been in Soldier Fortune.
Are you the first female?
Oh, absolutely not. We have a lot of talented females in Monster Jam.
Are you excited?
I am. It's so crazy because I'm typically in arenas like nervous, like really nervous, and I am just so happy here. Like, I love winning all the other events, but racing is like, no one can take that away from you. If you win racing, it's because you won racing, not because somebody scored you. If I'm gonna win it, I want to win it fair and square.
Hey, that's steeper. It's gonna be scary.
How much run up would you say you had to it?
You need all of it. Yeah.
All of it.
I had more.
You need some more. Seriously? It's like trying to clear something on a four-wheeler. It looks intimidating at first, but as long as you got the speed and momentum, you're gonna fly over it.
Kayla's going over! She's going over!
What the heck went wrong with Kayla Blood?
My bad. I had him, dude. I had him.
Making it all the way back from that broken planetary, it's Kayla Blood, Soldier Fortune.
She is no doubt driving angry right now. This is going to be huge!
Single over! Sky
It's
Wheelie,
over!
she is going to end this thing on the roof, but she's got a chance. Oh, in the dirt. And man, the night just getting rougher for Kayla Blood.
I'm so upset. This is definitely not the way I wanted to start my first Stadium Series. And I felt like I had a beautiful start. Great first turn, went over the race jump, just had a bad bounce and couldn't get back from it. So hopefully tomorrow we can come back out here and redeem ourselves a little bit. And it's not how I wanted to start off 2022.
Coming up, the final competition of the night is as big as it gets. It's freestyle, and it's next on Monster Jam. We're at Petco Park in San Diego, the home of the Padres, and tonight's home for round 3 of Monster Jam. And we are ready to kick things off with freestyle. Let's head back down to the track. Up first here in freestyle, it is Paul Jensen, Jurassic Attack. He got off to a great start tonight in racing competition. Got 8 points, was sitting in 5th. Had a decent skills competition as well. So this is the type of event. He's already qualified for a score. So the type of event you need to have to rebound from a rough start to the season. You and I were on hand last season when Paul completed his first ever backflip. And that moment obviously is incredible for a Monster Jam driver, but now he's got to do that almost every night competing with this lineup on this series.
Definitely. I'm watching this new truck here, and it seems very soft, really slinky. When I say that, it looks like it leans really hard when he goes into the corners. It might need to stiffen it up just a little bit.
And Paul Jensen now comes to a screeching. Oh, there's a popper. So that's why he stopped. Wondering why he hit the brakes there. Gets a popper. We saw Vendetta with some technical moves. So Paul throwing him in there in Jurassic Attack as well. There's a great jump. Gets up onto the pod. And now you got the backflip ramp right there. You talk about it, landmines.
Woo! That was a close one right there.
They had to shut him off before he hit the container. So that is going to do it for Paul Jensen's run. 6.768. Is the score for Jurassic Attack. As we wait for Jim Cole and Avenger to hit the track, let's get an update on another Team Scream truck. Leslie, what's the word on El Toro Loco?
Guys, it's not looking good back there for the Raging Bull. When I got back there, they had one of the 4 links out, but there was one that they were actually having to cut out because they were having a hard time getting it removed. So they're going to replace 2 4-link bars. They also had a shock tower off. They had to replace that completely. They had some damage to the driveline cage, and then also the rim was completely bent. So it's going to be a toil back there for these guys to get it back in.
And here comes the 2-time World Finals Freestyle champion, Jim Kohler, Avenger, out of his stall and right across the pod. He is accelerated, and he is not losing any momentum at all as he rounds the track here at Petco Park. Huge air
for Kohler. Lands it soft. Nice landing. Spinning around. Is he going to go to the pod? Going to step on? Yeah, big air right there. Slow her down. Able to backside right there. Jim Kohler's third appearance at Petco Park. First one since 2019. Oh, he checks up. Yeah, just crawls right over the cars. Let's see, downside. Oh, man, I thought he was going to go right into the face of that. So far, this run, Cole looks methodical from Kohler, like he planned it all out. I really like it. Squares up on the center of the pod. Nice downside. Did you see that sweet downside with the back tires? Just brush those BKT tires across it, comes right back up over that right field jammer, right past the container and across the side. Get a little Western here. I tell you what, looking at the turn that Avenger just made, if somebody does hit that container backflip tonight, it is going to be spectacular. I just don't see how anybody will have the room. No, I think it's going to be hard to get over there. You're going to have to really plan that corner out if you want to get to it, but looks like Jim might be doing that right now. Only thing is our truck is leaning very hard. He's got a bent sway bar or something. The truck is leaning hard to the right. And you want to try the backflip when your truck is lopsided? I mean, it's still doable. It just might not rotate the way you were thinking it would. 3 seconds left. All right, Jim Kohler fills the clock here tonight in freestyle as we take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay. Jim comes out, big air right here, jumping to the pod. That was a good run. 6.818 is the score for Jim Kohler. Next up in freestyle, Corey Rummel in Megalodon. This is his 5th appearance at Petco Park, and Cole very much in the event championship situation here for Corey. He is 4 points behind Charlie Pawkins, so he needs to go big here or he will go home without a trophy. That's one person that could definitely go big. Corey Rummel is known for laying it down in freestyle. Not afraid to send it. I love the momentum, the horsepower. You see Megalodon, but you and I hear rage in that thing. Step on, step off. The pod comes off a little strong on the nose of the truck, but ends up crawling right back over the berm, and a donut now for Corey Rummel. Nice air there, straight across the pod. Lighten it up, small slap wheelie on the backside of the jump. Spin it around, send it again. Gray side back onto the pod for Corey Rummel, hits everything in front of him. That's a brake check just a little bit, loses some momentum. Don't like to see that. There we go. Oh, cool little wheelie onto the pod. Around. Lines up, gets centered over the pod, and clears it. Now, well done. Look at that speed he's carrying around the outside. Oh, Corey Rummel now going to line it up for the backflip. Here we go, the first attempt at the container. And Corey gets a push, and he's going to get a bounce. And over-rotate right into the container.
Ain't much room over there.
What happened on the super glue glued to the action replay?
Corey hands into the backflip. You can see here as he starts to rotate, that rear bumper drags all the way up, but ends up catching the bounce, over-rotating him. Unfortunately, tech officials had to shut him off because he got into the containers. He probably could have saved that.
9.325 is the score for Corey Rummel. Kayla Blood, Soldier Fortune, in the sold-out crowd, ready as she comes off the gray race ramp.
Careful, she's coming out with a vengeance already. Great momentum, though. Absolutely great momentum.
Kayla Blood has a stadium freestyle win to her credit. She needs a big freestyle run here. She needs a win here to get some momentum going into the rest of the season. I know it's early, Cole, but you don't want to have these type of struggles this early on and fall too far back.
I really like the speed and the loudness. She's got that motor really zinging, getting the fans excited. See, her brakes are getting a little hot down there, though. I've heard Kayla say that she rides the brakes pretty hard. Unfortunately, she's got to be careful. If they get too hot, they will catch on fire, or they will have to shut her down.
One of the most athletic drivers in all of Monster Jam.
She's going for a backflip.
Athletic pedigree, could drive anything on 2 wheels and 4 wheels. Now coming up to the 8-pack. She has a lot of arena experience, so she is good at this move. She skies it. Oh my goodness, what a run there. What a roll for Soldier Fortune. I thought she was going around twice.
All right.
Ooh, that was fun.
Yeah, you pushed a little bit more than you needed to.
Cole, talk us through the super glue to the action replay.
Rolls into it, but she just powers right through it. The truck almost makes 2 revolutions. Fast spinning. I bet you she's still trying to figure out how many revolutions she made in that backflip.
Been a wild freestyle here in San Diego, but not everybody was up to the task. Let's take a look at some of our lower performing scores. And we talk about lower performing. Well, El Toro Loco didn't even come out for freestyle as Craig Champion ends up in the pit area. Charlie Pauken broke a wheel. He would not get a score. Tough break, letting the event championship slip through his fingers. In 10th, Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid broke a 4-length bar. Disappointing night for him. And then Mike Christensen in Vendetta, the donut, not going to get it done in the score column. And finally, Axe Preston Perez rolls off the pod, and he would not make it into the top 5. Here's a look at the current BKT Freestyle top 5. Megalodon in the top spot, Soldier Fortune, Avenger, Jurassic, Attack, and Axe. Just 3 trucks remain till we crown our event champion. Who's going to win it? Welcome back to Petco Park. Let's take a look at the overall event leaderboard coming into freestyle. Charlie Pauken with 22, Tyler Menego with 21, Camden Murphy 19, Corey Rummel 18, Ryan Anderson, Craig Champion each with 14. Before we continue freestyle, let's head back down to Leslie Mears.
Guys, Bari Musa just keeps going harder round after round, and he said a big part of that is he's finally got a shock package on his truck that he feels really comfortable with. And he says it's really easy to drive hard when the truck is landing really good, and it makes you feel better and gives you more momentum on your runs. So expect him to step it up just a little bit more this weekend.
And we continue with Bari Musa in Zombie.
Nice. Big air from Bari. Wow. Great slap wheelie there, dragging the bumper. Bari's really been on a vengeance here lately. Nice air.
Yeah, Bari surprisingly, so far tonight, not in the top 5 in the overall event point standings. First time we really haven't seen him up on top of that leaderboard.
The truck does look like it's landing really good. It's not quite bouncing the way it was. We've seen it in the past.
There's some big air from Bari Musa.
Got a little landmine there, he got around it.
Gets that back end of the truck up at an awkward angle, ends up saving it, doesn't stop. Now he continues right over the single log.
Nice. Downside, sky wheelie to downside.
Another catch on the nose.
You see that brake check, got the truck to kind of level out a little bit, complete control.
And he is now whipping it back around. I thought maybe thought maybe he was going to go for the backflip, goes right past it.
"30 seconds.
Now slide through with a lot of momentum. Bari Musa swinging Zombie back onto the yellow side.
Looking for a slap wheelie there, but the truck was just a little bit too crooked. I think he's going to go for a flip here, Scott.
He's running out of time. If he's going to do it, he's got to do it now, and you're absolutely right. He lines it up. Brake checks quick, sends it over.
Got it!
And Bari Musa is going to land the backflip.
Nice. Good solid run. Good solid run.
That was nice work from Bari, using the time up perfectly, going down to the last millisecond when he landed that backflip.
9.634 for Bari Musa in Zombie. All right, here comes two-time World Finals champion Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. Colt, he has had a very off night in San Diego.
Oh, yeah, coming out with some big air right out of the bat.
And he needs it.
Yeah, not holding back at all. Well, catch a weird little bounce there, able to get it spun around.
Colt, Ryan Anderson has had a very off night so far. What's been going on with him?
You know, I think Ryan's is one of those, it's one of those nights for Ryan. You know, we always can't have those perfect nights, even for an Anderson. So hopefully Ryan can get that figured out and have a killer freestyle here and say, oh yeah!
Oh, he's feeling it right now. Biggest air of the night. Perfect landing, comes right across the pod for more.
He's probably been looking at that all night. His pit stall's right in front of that jump. I'm sure he's been looking at that thing all night thinking, I can't wait to hit that thing wide open.
Bari Musa, we're looking for his first freestyle win of the year. He has got to be looking on and watching Ryan Anderson start to really gain momentum.
Yes.
There is no laying off at all here tonight for Son of a Digger.
Look at him sawing away at that steering wheel. You can see his hands going to work inside there. Nice air right there, halfway on the log jump. Uh-oh, his doors come open.
Just avoids the pod, checks it up at the last minute across the other side of the berm. And now Ryan Anderson cross-threading on the opposite side of the stadium.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful that. Oh, power wheelie!
Bicycle wheelie combo.
Nothing but power right there, Scott.
Now the 8-pack coming up for Son of a Digger. Oh, look at the bounce.
Oh, man, he hit neutral.
That one didn't look like it felt good. That was a pretty solid hit.
He was committed. He knew where he was. He said, we're going for it. I don't care if I'm crooked or not. Actually turned out to be epic. I think if he wouldn't have just landed and hit neutral, he probably could have drove out of that. You can see he comes down, hits hard.
9.049 is the score for Son of a Digger. Tyler Menega, Grave Digger, our final truck here in freestyle. This event championship is his to lose. He came into the competition 1 point behind Charlie Pauken. Charlie unable to finish a freestyle run, so Tyler, now the door swung wide open for him, but Corey Rummel still sits right there. And if something dramatic were to happen here and Tyler Menega can't get a top 5 score, Corey Rummel could win the event championship, so a lot still on the line, Colt.
Tyler has got to get to the 30-second mark. He has to. Can't go too crazy out the gate. Take a chance, but it looks like he is. He's about to roll the dice, Scott.
In true Grave Digger style, Tyler Menega backing up and accelerates across the berm, back onto the pod, and we are off and running. Earlier tonight, Charlie Pauken gave up the event championship in his freestyle run, and he is downstairs with Leslie right now. Leslie.
So, Charlie, take us through your one. Tell us what happened out there.
You know, every dog has his day. This just wasn't my dog's day. Go out there, you try and get your 30 seconds in, you try and do your safe mode. As soon as it came down, basically the front end came apart on me. I had nothing, there's no way I got my 30 seconds in, and that just took me right out. I took the wind right out under my dog. I'm done, I'm laying down.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Ooh. So you got to tweak sway bar or something, see how much the truck is leaning.
60 seconds left.
Yeah, hit it now, buddy. There you go.
Huge jump. We saw Ryan Anderson, Sky Son of a Digger, off that very same ramp. And Tyler Menega just beating this thing up. Under a minute to go. He's got the crowd here in San Diego eating out of the palm of his hand. And Tyler Menega now slowing down a little bit, knows he's got this thing in the bag if he can just keep it going. Oh, and he is going to stop.
Hey, hold, do not get out, do not get out. They're just grabbing the hood real quick. Do not get out.
So the crowd right now awaiting Tyler Menega trying to refire Gravedigger, and he is fired up.
We might see an angry driver now.
The crowd now coming alive again.
Oh, yeah. He's mad.
And he's going right for the backflip, so not wasting any time. Gets it up,
Perfect.
And he is going to land this thing on all four.
Oh, it's over.
And Coach Stevens is calling it in the booth.
Yep. He's your winner.
Tyler Menega trying to make it 3 for 3 in freestyle. Oh, look at that, up on the side of the berm.
Atta boy.
What a run here for Gravedigger. Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay.
Making Dennis proud. 40th anniversary. Tyler Menega is on a mission this year. Comes into the backflip, absolutely nails us. You can see the bumper drag, but Tyler was prepared, gassed it at the exact right moment, put it back on all four tires, drove away. Great job.
9.4. That means Bari Musauer and Zombie is going to get his first freestyle win of the season. Let's take a look at a freestyle top 5. Zombie's going to win it. Gravedigger second. Megalodon, Son of a Digger, and Soldier Fortune. Bari Musauer getting his first stadium freestyle win of the season, and he is standing by with our Leslie Mears.
Bari, we mentioned earlier that you just keep pushing it and pushing it round after round. How awesome was it to see your plan, play out perfectly out there on the track for freestyle?
It's pretty gratifying to be able to pull off a plan you put in your head before you go out there. I mean, it's controlled chaos in these trucks when we're freestyling, and you got to have that momentum and that wow factor. And I thought about it all week after Oakland. I under-rotated on Saturday, over-rotated on Sunday, so I said, man, I got to get it right here in San Diego, and we nailed it. I can't say enough for my crew. Howie, he's got the truck 100% every week. It was all for these fans, my first time here. I'm loving it.
So Bari gets 12 points with a freestyle win. Right now, let's take a look at our final BKT overall event leaderboard. Tyler Menega getting it done again, 32 points. Corey Rummel with 28. Ryan Anderson comes back in a big way with 23. Camden Murphy with 22. And Charlie Pauken with 22 as well. Standing by with the overall event champion. Let's go down to Leslie Mears and Tyler Menega.
So Tyler, tonight, it really played out perfect for you. You stayed consistent throughout the night, and man, what were you feeling in freestyle when you got shut off and then you came back with a vengeance?
Yeah, when I get shut off like that, it just builds steam. It's like, man, I got to go back and chase what I left. I left the fans with like a blank spot in my run, and I basically want to make them forget about that. So I nailed the backflip, so that was cool, and just going to keep driving the lightning with this Gravedigger truck.
That's it for round 3 in San Diego. We'll be back here at Petco Park for round 4, so make sure you join us. For Colt Stevens and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. We'll see you next time on Monster Jam.